She stood on the dock with her hands on her hips, acting like she owned the entire lake. Karen pointed at my boat, my 24-foot deep blue fishing boat that had been in my family for years, and shouted, "This thing is too big. I'm calling a tow truck right now." Before I could even answer, she pulled out her phone and started recording me like I had done something wrong. The people from her so-called HOA Lake Safety Club gathered behind her, nodding like they were her backup. One of them whispered loudly on purpose, "He should not be allowed here. His boat ruins the view." My blood heated, but I stepped closer and said quietly, "This is my dock and my lakefront. You do not get to decide what belongs here." Karen smirked and waved a bright yellow fake violation slip in my face. "I do. Your boat breaks HOA size rules. The tow truck will be here in 10 minutes. If you resist, I will file a report." The strange part was that she truly believed she had that kind of authority. Her group stood behind her like an angry fan club, but inside, I stayed calm because she had no idea what she had just walked into. She did not know who really owned what, or the one thing I had that would flip her entire world upside down. I slowly pulled out my phone, not to call the tow truck, but to bring up the document that would end her entire performance in one moment. I stayed silent and let her dig the hole deeper. Karen kept shouting, "Move this thing, or it is gone. I am done being nice." That was when the real twist began, because the tow truck she called was not going to take my boat. It was going to take something that belonged to her. Karen strutted around like she had already won, yelling into her phone, "Bring the biggest truck you have. This boat is getting removed today." Her club cheered like this was some kind of championship. One guy even took photos of my boat from every angle like he was documenting a crime scene. I did not move. I leaned on the railing and watched her embarrass herself. The more confident she was, the harder she was about to fall. She stormed back toward me. "When the truck gets here, step aside. If you block them, remember I have authority here." I raised an eyebrow. "Authority on my property?" She scoffed. "Everyone on this lake follows our rules, even you. You are lucky I have not found you yet." For a moment, I let her enjoy her fantasy because she still did not know the one detail I was keeping from her. The detail that would set fire to her whole club. A few minutes later, the tow truck rumbled down the dirt road. Karen snapped her fingers at the driver like he worked for her. "Right here. Take that oversized boat away." The driver looked at my boat, then at me. "Is this yours?" I nodded. "Yes." Karen jumped in. "No, do not talk to him. I am handling this. He is violating HOA size rules." The driver frowned. "Which HOA? Because the job order I received is for removing unauthorized property from Karen Collins' private dock." Karen froze. Her face went pale. "What are you talking about?" I did not. "That is not." I finally pulled out my phone and turned the screen toward her. "You are standing on the wrong dock, Karen." Her club members looked around confused, whispering to each other. I stepped forward. "This entire stretch of lakefront, the docks, the water access, I bought it last year. Everything your club has been using. And now," I said as the tow truck driver opened his clipboard, "your meeting dock is officially trespassing." Karen's voice cracked. "No, you cannot do this. You cannot." But the driver was already walking toward her dock, chains in hand. Her jaw dropped as he walked right past my boat and headed toward her precious dock. The one she and her club used for meetings, gossip, and fake rule enforcement. Her group shifted nervously, waiting for an answer she did not have. The driver pointed at the posts. "This is the one scheduled for removal. The order says the landowner filed a complaint about unauthorized structures and harassment." Karen spun toward me. "You filed this. You are out of your mind. You cannot remove our dock." I shrugged. "You tried to take my boat. I am removing something that truly does not belong here." She let out a frustrated scream. "This dock has been here for years. We always used it." "Exactly," I said calmly. "You used it. You never owned it." Her club members stepped back, realizing they were standing on land they had no right to use. The driver started unbolting the deck planks. Karen grabbed his arm. "Stop. I forbid you from touching anything." He pulled his arm away. "Ma'am, unless you have legal ownership papers, step aside." Her confidence cracked completely. "I do not need papers. The HOA has authority over this whole lake." I shook my head. "Not anymore." I pulled up a second document she never imagined existed. "This," I said, holding my phone inches from her face, "is the transfer of rights agreement. Your HOA's lake access was officially terminated the day I bought this land. Your club, your rules, your patrols." I leaned closer. "They mean nothing here." Karen's hands shook. "You tricked us. You trapped us." "No," I said calmly. "You trespassed and tried to tow my family's boat off my own lake." The driver tightened the chains around her dock. The wood groaned as tension built. Karen shouted, "Stop, if you pull that, it will destroy everything." I crossed my arms. That is the plan. The engine roared to life, and her club watched in shock as the dock they claimed for years was about to be dragged out of the water right in front of them. The tow truck growled and the chains tightened. Karen grabbed the rail like she could hold the dock in place by force. Her club huddled behind her as the boards started to creak. She shouted, "You cannot take this. We built this for the community." I nodded. Exactly. And the community never owned the land. The dock jerked forward. Karen stumbled and almost fell into the water. Her club tried to steady her, but the truth had hit them. Everything they claimed authority over was never there. I stepped closer and kept my voice calm. "Karen, you tried to tow my boat. You bothered every lake resident, and you pretended to run this place. That ends today." She pointed a shaking finger at me. "I will report you. I will shut you down." I interrupted. "You will not, because the sheriff already has your paperwork." Her face fell apart. "What paperwork?" "The videos of you trespassing, threatening people, and handing out fake violations." Her club stared at her. One whispered, "She told us it was allowed." The tow truck pulled again. This time the entire dock lifted off the water with a loud crack. Karen shouted as the platform slid back like a stage being torn apart. Within minutes, her entire club headquarters sat on the road, dripping water and completely removed. Karen dropped to her knees. "You ruined everything." I knelt beside her. "No, you did that when you decided you controlled other people's land." The real sheriff arrived at that moment. He stepped out, looked at Karen, and said, "Ma'am, we need to talk about the false reports you have been filing." Her club backed away from her like they wanted nothing to do with her anymore. Karen covered her face as the sheriff helped her stand. "I was trying to keep order." He shook his head. "Not by making up rules. You are coming with us." As they led her away, her members scattered. Some even apologized as they left. I walked back to my boat, tapped the railing, and smiled. For the first time in months, the lake was peaceful. No fake rules, no false authority, no Karen, just quiet water and my family's boat where it belonged. That was the day I removed her entire club from my lake for good. The end.